We often hear that Jesus doesn't come to remove the darkness in our lives, but instead lights the darkness. Now, some may ask me if that's the same thing, and I'll respond by asking, does the darkness come back after the light goes away? The dark doesn't always represent something terrible, but instead helps us to readjust our focus to see what's happening around us, even though we may not see it clearly. The Grinch seems to be dealing with his own darkness right now, trying to ruin Christmas for an entire town. And maybe this is why he stole the lights off the tree. But either way, let's get into it. John 1:9 says, "The true light was coming into the world. The true light gives to all." Now, as I was reading the opening part of John 1, there's actually 5 verses in a row that he mentions light. How it shines in the darkness, how the darkness hasn't overpowered it. John came to tell people about the light, and that through him, all people could hear about the light and believe, and that John wasn't the light, but he was preparing the way for the light. And it was such a bright section of scripture to me that I want to take a little bit and expand on them. I touched on the topic earlier about light shining through the darkness, and it made me think about Genesis 1 and the whole creation narrative. What was created on day 1? Light and dark. One not overpowering each other. Actually, it feels like more of a 50-50 power dynamic. It's light for one half of the day and dark for the other half. The dark doesn't overpower the light, but the light shines through the darkness. When we enter a room first, it's dark. We can't see in front of us. If it's a standard room, we should know what's in there, where things are, but we don't get the clarity until we turn on the light. Then things come into focus. John mentions that he wasn't the light himself, and I found this kind of funny because in preparing this message, because John's purpose was to prepare the way for Jesus' arrival, he let us know that the light was coming and we needed to prepare ourselves. And it made me think about how many of us go traveling, and when we come back, if we're going out late at night, we leave the porch light on. And I often found that odd as a kid. We're coming back to the place we live forever. Why do we need a light on to remind us that, hey, that's our house? But it prepares us for when we come home. Lets us see the door handle so we're not fumbling through the keys. It helps us to see if anything looks off or if someone may have broken in. Again, it helps prepare us for what's to come. And then today's verse. The light came into the world and gave all. And I remember those days of working on homework in a college classroom. And they were time sensitive, so if you didn't move, the lights shut off. And as it got closer to class time, and as more and more people came in, the lights came back on. And it didn't just for me, but for everyone. And stayed on until class was over. The lights are in here as well. And believe me, the lights are on in here. When we turn the lights on in here, for everyone preparing worship with those who attend, after everyone goes home, the light goes off. We take the light of Christ out of church after the service to send it out to the world. Now, hopefully some of this has made sense, and if not, here's what I'm trying to drive home. The world can be dark, and based on what I see on social media and the news, it's full of darkness and dark souls. But the light shines through it all. The light brings focus on the things that we didn't see because of the darkness. The light helps us to prepare for the darkness ahead of us. The light is for all people. And when we leave this building after worship, it's our job to share that light with any darkness that comes in front of us.